Give thanks and praise to the mystic laws of the universe and its protective functions and forces in nature that guide our thoughts and our path in all ways that are lawful, correct, and positive. We do give thanks and praise. Light dispel darkness, just like how truth dispel deceit. Now it's the sovereign united state of being. I think on the next area we have US Congress. Yeah, the sovereign united state of being. I think I go and put attention US Congress. Yeah man. Attention US Congress. I wanna enslave our people. So me have judgment on all when my people not realize the sophisticated enslavement. So we are said, attention US Congress, the sovereign united state of being. Now, for my people, me always say me a old class, and I feel a selected few, but it's generally for everyone. When you hear the word state, most people think all kind of enslaved colonial nonsense, opposed to look at it etymologically, meaning first use. So we have the etymological definition of state, and them have two definitions. So the first noun, first use, when them say state, it's a mode or form of existence. And this are from its, what I'm calling 1200, 12th century. Just think about that, people. Mode or form of existence. This is why it's in my seal say sovereign United States. Because I'm man sovereign and I only associate with other sovereigns collectively. That's what we are. Sovereign United State of being, naturally. This is why we say, watch the words them where Babylon use, because we choose to use our words impeccably. In other words, we not allow outside entity to define the words what we choose to use. This is why when we are deal with certain documents, we add our definition to that document just to avoid any presumption. Now states circumstances, comma, position in society, comma, temporary attributes, because today you can in a state where you're sad, tomorrow you're in a state where you're glad. Temporary attribute of a person or thing. Then it's a conditions. So when I hear me say state of condition, yeah man, right in line with all of these things that is, organic, that is natural, that is within nature. Yeah man. Now, from Old French, listen carefully, S, stat. So state from Old French would mean estat or estate. And then said mean position, condition, status, stature, station. And directly from Latin, status. So Latin, the English state would represent status, and from Old English, it would represent estate. Then just leave off the E, so it's the estat. Again, just type in a Google etymology, and you're going to bring up the lexion, and then you type state, and you're going to follow the basic, information on your share. Now, from Latin status, it equates to a station, position, place, way of standing, posture, order, arrangement, condition, figuratively, standing, rank, public order, community, organization, state. Now it goes on to say this is a noun of action from the past participle stems of stare, to stand. And them say from pyro, stop, stop, to stand, make or be firm. Now, may I share this breakdown here for sure, sir. At first use in the 12th century, this is where state represent. When we go down to the second noun, this is when state represent a political organization of a country. And this is in the 1530s, first use. You understand? So this is why I would say word wizardry out there. A lot of people are use the English words, but then they know the etymological definition of the words. And the ordinary definition normally change according to the political environment or the ones that were colonized the island. Again, we not allow outside people to define words that we choose to use. Period. We'll go back to state as a noun number one. Them says the meaning as a physical condition as regard to form or structure, particular condition or phrase. Again, just a state of existence. But whether I institute and I impose to the citizenry is state as a noun number two, where represent a political organization of a country or supreme civil power or the government or the whole people collectively considered as a body politic, and that would be a state. And this was attested in 1530s. This is after the foreign invaders came here in the western regions of the earth and enslaved us as a people. And then now, I remember, the foreigner come here in 1492 with the Spanish and their Spanish legal codes. They call it the Spanish laws of Burgos. And after the Spanish, then the British to take over. And they're still ruling right now. They have never left our land. So for clarity for my basic people, for my common people, again, a lot of destruction out there, so I man choose to stay consistent. Listen to me carefully. When you hear the term country, know it's separate and distinct from the landmass, what I would have called territory. You know what I mean? The territory is the landmass area where these people come and spread out them you know, say, organization. God, them come and then create a country. And from that country, them create states. And from that states, them create counties. And this is their blueprint. You understand? So for a man such as I, what would I say, boy, listen, we're there on top of the land, and that's how we're there. It not necessarily mean we're there in a them state. You understand? And we're there on the land, it not necessarily mean we're in a them country. We have to try maintain them kind of clarity. When you hear them kind of talk, yeah, it will sound away. But if you follow what me I say and just don't follow just the ordinary definition of these words. Because remember, them have the etymology where usually are the sovereign ones and use them lexion there to give them foundation. And then them have the legal English, legal lexions for the corporation, for the fictional entity. And then them have the ordinary definition. So them have legal definition, ordinary definition, and etymological definition. The ordinary definition are for the people and what them either say enslave and enforce these kind of principles and standards on. The legal definition of it for them corporation when them are communicate to each other. And the etymology I show you say English there a long time and them just transfer for them definition to what was. So they must say all French and it has said it mean this. All Latin it mean that. All of these things. So if you wanna go to the root, you're not gonna find the truth. And this is why you can't work with the generality. You have to work with specificity. You have to be specific. So this me I try to show the eye them where the eye them can look at for themselves. Probably I can bring up this thing here. You know I can bring it up for a habit here. And people would think so boy. I know. See it as state, noun one, first use, mode or form of existence, 12th century. You understand? Yeah, see from 12th century, all of the breakdown in a French it says see estate, estat. So when we say state, estate, these people killing us with word wizardry. Because you would think them I mean this state when I something at that state. Yeah man. State as a verb, 1590s, to set in position, fix, a date, etc. Now, and that are derived from state now number one, where circumstances and position. Now, state number two is what we are dealing with. This is the Babylonian thing, where it has a political organization of a country, supreme civil power, the government, just like what I read before. Now, what me I try says this come after. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So you can exist outside our state, and that will make you an alien. And there's no problem with being stateless if being a part of them state are going to enslave you. But we cannot be stateless because we are what we call the sovereign of the land. This is why we have to claim with sovereignty. So we can make a true distinction in our designation. It not have to be all of these other fancy things. You are a sovereign man. You are the original inhabitants of this land. That's the only thing we can make you sovereign. Everybody else have to stay in that federal classification. Now, them information yeah, are just on the, you know, say the temporal level. We're true with that on earth, yes, and we are all of energy, and we are going to say Babylonian people are choose to enslave with, so we express ourselves accordingly. Yeah, there is much higher state and stage of being where you have some man where we tell you, say, boy, you have to rise to a next level and it's more spiritual than the physical. And yeah, we can understand all of that, but for my people, I'm not going to jump from the base level to all up there. So most of them, all when them see you walk the walk and I show them the way, them terrified to make a step. So you have to present information to make them know, so listen, you're not breaking the law when you choose to, express yourself with truth. This is where Babylon now go promote. And then because people in a state of condition where, you know, if you now promote where Babylon a promote, then nobody no want to look at where you are deal with or try get close to you. Why? Because of the fear factor. Literally because of the fear factor. When you talk truth, man get offended opposed to man look upon themselves and say, John, no, you know him right? No. Them get offended. And then them run, literally, run away from the truth. And then I ask what kind of solution them are going to accomplish when them are choose to remain in them lie, in them fallacy. Remember, you're either enslaved or you're free. And what is our advocacy? Freedom is our advocacy. And when we say freedom, it's an abbreviation or abbreviated term for free dominion, free domain, freedom. We have people who would encourage you to be silent, but usually the ones them who will encourage you or encourage us is always a colonizing entities. Them no one will speak this kind of truth because it exposes them lies, it exposes them fallacy, it exposes them slavery, where them are perpetuate in the public. Them are do it publicly. So them are quick for tell us to be silent, don't speak. But that can only apply to the ones them when I have nothing to say. Really. Salute, salute Lance Mitchell, salute Anna McCain, Anna McCain. Yeah, if you not have the government script or push forward, then you won't get promoted. I get for discover say when people listen to my platform, them turn down them volume in them house. I may say sometime when when we get animated and lit a fire out there, me say people I look around to see if anybody here. Yeah man. That's some powerful effect that is. Really. But we don't have enough of it. We don't have enough ones out here when them are bring them little basic information. It stimulate ones in places where, yeah, them, you know what I mean? It affect them literally. Them either get upset or them are get curious. Sometimes it's both. But if them find themselves curious and start check the information, not just the messenger, check the information, then them are gonna discover, say boy, watch out. There was a whole world out here where we did ignore. And that are the world where truth exists. It's a step-by-step process, I don't want to drag this thing out because a lot of information if we choose to break down and get down into it. But let me touch on this area. It's from special use of state, noun one. Well, we now have to go back over that. Right? After this sense grew out of the meaning of condition of a country with regard to government, posterity, etc. And them say from Latin phrase such as status, republicae, meaning condition or existence of the republic. Now, the sense of a semi-independent political entity. We're talking about like the government of Jamaica, and these are the corporate governments. semi-independent political entity under a federal authority, one of the body politics which together make up a federal republic. So just like how we have them federal states over there. And that was a use in 1744. 1774, this was when them get them Article of Confederation. This was when them get them independence. So this is when them start use state in a this federal definition and term. You understand? And this occur in a 1774. This is just yesterday, people. But you know, come up here now and I look on everything now and I think so them there a long time ago. No, them just come create them nonsense, yeah. And I purport themselves like God, and they are not far removed from it. It goes on to say the British North American colonies occasionally were called states as far back as 1630s. So when I'm telling us that Jamaica is a state in the Americas, this is a confirmation. You understand? And let me get back over this page here. So they are them, I don't want to go too far. Right here. See, it says the British North American colonies occasionally were called states as far back as 1630. So when them say British North American colonies, that includes Jamaica, my people. I remember just in a 1662, we get independence, where them say we are no longer a colony, but now a commonwealth. Never say nothing about the government of Jamaica that come after. That's when these politicians and some little slick CIA people decide to, hey, I want to look at Dunsky and get rich, you know, but you know, have to enslave everybody else. And these politicians agree, literally. Now, without them kind of clarity, what we not go, what we are going to accomplish, what we are going to say, we want to go back to Africa, that's what them want. Because the moment you claim Africa, you have no affinity to this land. Now, these foreign colonizing people can claim here. We can't afford that. That's why we have to make a stand. And this is an ancestral stand. It have nothing to do with Africa. Those Africans never left. The ones that were left come visit. In fact, them take people from here. I'm telling you, just research the American colonization society. And you're going to see where they move people from these locations. When they talk about transatlantic slavery, that's the Caribbean area and these areas right here now, the Americas. These foreign people come here and look at us as property. And, you know, that's when everything just went crazy. Now, it hasn't changed. It just evolved and get more sophisticated. Why? Because them use the financial system as that carrot. And the financial system is controlled, manipulated, and governed by what I'm calling a Federal Reserve System, which is a non-governmental entity. I'm going to leave it right there. Now I go off for back and forth. You understand? I just say if we out here now have no knowledge of what we are do, we are give trouble out here. That's what we are do. Now if you notice, you see my house seal at the caption image. No different from the Great Seal of the United States. Why? Because my house seal is a symbol of my authority and it is my official coat of arms, no different from everything else out there. And this is why it is a part of my documents, all of my documents, it is used to authenticate important official documents. You understand? So when they are them a function and I talk about seal, I don't know nothing about seal. That is one thing. That's why I just like question people. Because if you go put seal on your document, never ask, where you get that from? And why you do it? And can you break it down to me? And what's the difference between this one and that one and those over there? And is there any specification in size when you use it out there officially? All of these things. Just like you want to know what go on with the UPU, you have to go, you know what I mean? Apply yourself in another area there. And then you move on and go apply yourself in the next area. And after a few now, you have a body of information. Now you can make decision. Now you can do something. You not just hear about a thing and you being a neophyte, you being a man with it. You hear it for the first time, but you want to drop pen to paper on the paperwork and you don't know nothing. You just hear something and then you believe what you hear and can't validate it, can't verify it, can't prove it, but you do it. And when a man says express it, you're dumb. This is the problem we have out there. You understand? And when one's called on out, and I get upset and say, boy, them money are troublemaker. No, no. Don't try to circumvent the truth. If they are them not advocate for freedom, that means that you're totally unaware that you're enslaved. And if that's the case, then we now have to go forward and that. We'll leave it right there. This is why I ask, and what is your advocacy? Most people say they want financial security. I'm just say you're safe right where you are then. Because Babylon take care of you financially, you just don't know it. And then just a trick you for make you even just do more than your fair share, put it that way. Because you have a handful of elite where they sit and say them are executive. You know what I mean? Them write policies and them are gonna eat the, all the cake. And the crumbs were left. That's what everybody else have to share. That's why you say out there in the big world, international world, you see these conglomerate flaunt them wealth and them CEOs and them executive board flaunt them wealth. You understand? And then you hear say, oh, there's a financial crash. And you say, what? The mess is going on. The very same thing happened there. On the micro, it happened down here, so on the micro level. Same thing happened on the macro, it happened on the micro. Because Andrew Holiness and Fiend people do the same thing. Then take up all the money and do anything with them want with it. And whatever left, that's what the people them have to share, you know what I mean? In other words, them give themselves 300% raise and give the people them probably a 0.3% increase in the minimum wage. So when the government get $300 million for care home, the people them a care home $3, sometimes 3 cents. Watch me now, society reflect it. I not talk no fib, I not talk no fallacy, and I not talk no story. It that all over the news. I can show up just a clip and show you say what them say. $3 trillion have been missing. And watch me now. What come out of Jamaica people? Absolutely nothing. Who was held accountable? Jamaica people. Absolutely nobody. This is why I can't be a part of this nonsense. Better me stand isolated by myself as a sovereign man. And know, say, watch you know. I don't know nothing about for them thing. I don't know nothing about them program. I don't know nothing about for them Babylonian plan. Yeah, I am just this sovereign man. That's it. It's one thing for sister boy that is that problem. But it's another thing for the see it and ignore it and say it's not. Just like the big old US Congress. Fire burn the United States Congress. Yeah, with the CEO Donald Trump. Wanna perpetuate public slavery. But Joker we can't enslave everybody. Because we declare ourselves sovereign, united state of being. We are running out our land, foreign colonizer. Because we understand the good and bad is everywhere. We understand, and we are on the side of good, just like how we stand up on the side of truth. Yeah, man, we stand up on the side of righteousness. We are bring righteous justice. So we are fire burn the United States Congress. Yeah. Why you think we show some clip where them a say Donald Trump, I say black people, I say them want police in them community. Nonsense. Nonsense. Copper skin Miami, salute out there. Nonsense. We know so the police is in place to represent what we know as slave capture. Yeah, all them is in place to do is capture you, and I'm living proof of it, because me not criminal, me not bad man, me not none of those things. I mean, I go down the road and my bossy diplomatic wagon, what me Babylon call it proverbs, but we call it with diplomatic wagon. I mean, I roll through in my own land, round a L shot. I remember me I tell you now in a people story time, you know. Me I tell you now I while me just a cruise and I give thanks for life. Just a come off of the beach. When me look, me see some man in a blue with long broomstick and call it rifle and I get about, the one them when I want police know what them a talk about and call it broomstick. Babylon says rifle. But me see some man in a blue suit, be a rifle, and stop me, gun in a face and say, yo, Ray, yeah, man. And then one of them now look and say, hold on, man, that man you look like him proper. When I show him certain document, him say, sir, this man is proper, you know, send him through. Sarge look and say, no, sir. Right away, Sarge, I look at drink money and, me no move with money. Because the slave carry money up and down. You understand? Yeah, me no move with money. So the old sergeant from 100 man police station, his name Sergeant A. Edwards. One of you might know him and thing. The man just asked me if me a LA look. Me said no, no, me don't know about no Maroon. I walk in there and see my big logo on the back of my vehicle. I wanna go like not understand. Long story short, them just say, hey, I told a truck here, and the man jump on the phone and call one of his friend we have a tow truck. And then friend just put my car up on the tow truck and I not see my car again till me go see it over one junkyard in a Spanish town. Probably right now them put fence around the junkyard to make it look decent. So if me send another location now, them are gonna tell me say a lie I never in a junkyard, but show me a picture of one big open empty yard where anybody can just come and scrap your thing. And that's how I find my thing. So you see how out of order the Jamaica justice system is. You see how criminal them police is, because them know them a break the law when them stop you on the road and a get talk. Them know them outside of them oath of allegiance. Them know that. That's why I say, I don't like me want advocate nothing rough on them, but a man like me, show me know better. Yeah, man, that's why I'm saying when we get the judgment and nothing will come out that. When our citizens can't do that, you know. When our citizens now have no authority to do that. When our citizens can only make citizens arrest. Man like me can really decimate on a location, Rasta. And we're going to do it lawfully. Because we stay within the scope. Listen carefully. We remain within the scope of what is construed as law, while one choose to circumvent said law. Yeah, man, the moment one go contrary to the supreme merchant law of the land, then on a lawless, salute Odin Williams. Yeah, man, on a literally lawless. Now, if we as a people not have that kind of foundation, what are we doing out there? How can we hold these people accountable if we don't know the distinction between law and their legal compliance? But them are compel you to subject yourself or if conform, comply to some corporate policy when I have nothing to do with law. But you're not gonna know it if somebody not teach you. While we're up on the island here now, a lot of people become cognizant and they must say them have rights. But they must say them have they must say them have constitutional rights. And me I try to make them know say it's not such. It's really fundamental rights and freedom of which the Constitution secure and guaranteed. Said Constitution says binding upon all these public entities. But they don't want to talk about that. Because yes or no, you can charge them for treasonous act. But if we don't know these things, how we ever apply? This is why I take issue with some little joker guys. I teach you how to play a game inside of the court, opposed to holding these people accountable. The Road Traffic Act is unconstitutional, so why would you participate? If them want to give you a ticket, say fine, I'll challenge it. And you make a judge show you where you agree for even anybody else talk to you. Period. Let them show you the driver's license contract. Demand it. Oh, you just got pay. And you never read the contract. If them are got presume there is a contract, challenge it. But you people are afraid. And then when I call out on it, when I get upset, get down the feeling, I want to draw away as if I'm going to just die. No, it's to your own detriment. And what I just try to start to do is when I say some of come together and say, boy, I don't want to build. And then because I'm getting on feelings or we might share some platform where one might find more intriguing and on a run there, what we have to start doing is when we not do those things, we allow them to stay away from us. We don't have a problem. Can remember me, come out, come and do my thing. We never form a group and say, hey guys, we're going to drive and we're not going to use the license and we're not going to do. I never done that. I step out as the sovereign man. Check the records. Ask Jamaica. Ask the judge them. Ask some of the older police. Them are going to hear you. Them are going to call me Great One. Or them are going to say, see, sovereign man there. This is how them talk about me. And when me declare myself West Indian, then I'm not the outside of my jurisdiction. I am in that what I'm called the West Indies. You know what I mean? So naturally, me have to be the West Indian. Now, when you see the Jamaica Court of Arms, Jamaica Great Seal, you're going to see it to show you what them say some Taino Indian. That don't depict I, and it not depict what we represent. This is why I'm say it's called colonization. Because you as a people allow foreign people to give you images of what you are supposed to be. and then them place themselves as if they are you. That's called usurpation. Or teach it this way, or share it this way. So you see why I take issue when I say jokers out there I purport themselves like them know anything, like them are anybody. A man like me, nobody. That's what me is, nobody. That's why I'm a Nestorian king. Too ancient. But I don't want this kind of information, this kind of clarity, this kind of truth because the people that we not share and I try teach, I gonna get clarity for themselves. You understand? Them not gonna need me nor you to tell them nothing. But this is another motive of most people. Most people are the business, and then it's sweet when you can talk and people are hear what you are saying for the first time, and you sound like you're smart, and you sound like yeah. Everybody love that. Everybody love that. You understand? But that is just a talking point. What the activity behind it there? What the action there? Where is it? I want to not demonstrate, I want to travel and I want to go in an engagement with Babylon and I want to not present those things. Sissies. I want to afraid for remove this licenses once you're not engage in a commerce. Because I tell you, once you drive taxi, once you have the business out there for profit or gain, these people are going to regulate you because them say them business they are for them own. So them are going to want you, follow the regulation that is in place for the business, carry on smoothly. That's all it is. And nothing bad. But if you're not engaged in commercial activity, none of that applies. This is what I say. And the Jamaica 1938 Act, Part 2 and Part 4 clearly express that. This is where the low IQ Jamaica legislators then remove. And when they remove it, this is when them violate the very constitution which says Parliament shall make no law and no organ of the state shall take no action to abrogate, abridge, or infringe upon the people's fundamental rights and freedom. But they can do that here in Jamaica because they remove the people from the land and carry them in a fictional area. Move them from the territory, where them are called Commonwealth, and take them in a constituency, where them are administrate them politically. So now a policeman have authority to talk to the citizens within that political constituency. So citizen, you have to know this. So when you not behave poorly, and the police them are deal with them poorly, then it's because you're not a citizenry. When police are deal with me, he might deal with a dignitary, he might deal with a diplomat, he might deal with a man who is sovereign in a capacity and that is outside of his authority. Police are gonna know that. That's why I'm sure them a do not trespass notice, which is a binding contractual agreement when you choose to trespass. I now say police can't do what them want to do to me. I say when them do all of these things, them are held accountable because we present notice of that up front. This is why I say even when them take my car, me have all kind of right on them knowing. Because me have shown the do not trespass notice. This is from probably 2021. You're going to see the date stamp in the Jamaica traffic court in a what was it? Next to camp there, so. You understand? I'm going to show it again. And you know what I mean? We probably can't show it even now. But what may I try says this. A man like me, there's a structure. This is how my structure. I'm going to put some little things in place for secure what me I deal with. You understand? This is why when you see the house seal, it says our Indian nation in America. It going to say sovereign United States of being. Because this is who we are collectively. This is who we are individually. You have to express it. You can't allow them to make no presumption that you're a piece of paper that you can be administered. And even when you have to express it, you have to assert it authoritatively. You never can do it on your knee. And you have to live it. Yeah, yeah. And don't be afraid to kill faith. Yeah, yeah. Because there's a strong possibility you may have to die for it. Yeah. Now that is true. And this is what the cowards them is afraid of. So them dance and play games and be disruptive. You understand? And act like them are advocate for anything. A man like me sit through it and say, watch and I get correct now. Me now try destroy you. Me now try burn you for embarrass you. Yeah, I like the fact so you're there out like public. You understand? And you not teach nothing. And this goes for a lot of them out there. Because I tell you, so the moment you engage with a police officer, your first order of the day is for sure respect. Even when even when a policeman go approach you and say, hey boy, you don't go back to him and say, we are no. You say good afternoon, officer, good morning, officer, good eve, good night, officer. You show him that respect. Because what? Remember him a man like you. And because him low IQ and him have a dog mentality, him probably a come from a place where him sleep beside him mama chimney. That's why him have a style as boy. If he was anything else, he would have proved it and express it. So you have to know that the moment you see a police officer come to you in a disrespectful way, it will tell you everything about his character. It will tell you everything about the man we teach him and put him out there on the road. Because him is a reflection of such. And it will tell you about him organization, how untidy it is for our untidy police officer amongst them mix. I work for them. So you have to know that. This is why I say a good and bad out there. The police will have manners and respect and know say him have a mother where him love and respect. Know him have a father where him love and respect. He not going to come to you and address you as, hey boy. He will not do that. Now I tell you that. So it's not hard to know the rotten apple out there. Because when you look on an apple tree and see apple in a bunch, you're not going to miss the rotten apple. And the very same way with these rotten people. And these rotten people will disguise themselves and come mingle amongst you. That's why I say, when I stop blaze my fire and notice it reflect the views. Just pay attention. It reflect the views. When ones get the fire, them go hide. And it's all a week or two after the views might come up a little bit because them kind of them get the nerves for come listen. Our people run from the truth, literally. Salute out the Joel Jaguar. Honor with respect, my Lord. Yeah, man, literally run from the truth. Now, we always talk about citizen and citizenship and citizenry. We're going to look for citizen, subject, national, meaning a person owing allegiance to and entitled to the protection of a sovereign state. Remember, I know, you are the sovereign, everything under you, but them flip it around and call for themselves sovereign. But them can't play with me. Remember, I know, upon the framework of the earth we move, you know. So them joker you can't play with we all. When them go underground, sodomite, them cannot play with us. You understand? And play with the ones when we allow them to. Now, when we say citizen, it refers for one owing allegiance to a state in which sovereign power is retained by the people and sharing in the political rights of those people. Hear how them express that? Citizen is preferred for one owing allegiance to a state in which, listen, them I tell you the state where the citizen is, you know. Them now said owe allegiance to a state. Again, is preferred for one owing allegiance to a state in which sovereign powers is retained by the people. I keep my sovereign power. And sharing in the political rights of those people. An example would be the rights of a free citizen. There's no such thing as a free citizen, sodomites out there. That's why I'm not make one define words for me. That's why I bring my own definition and bring my own examples or samples. The distinction that when I accept nothing when I'm guy or push on I. My brain work fine, work exceptionally well. So them are gonna come tell me them can come and create something and them are not God. And I for bow down to their creation. Are you people insane? This is why I must say paradigm shift. And everywhere you get it, you know. And everywhere. New faculty of thinking. And everywhere you get it, my people. And everywhere you get it. And when we talk about honorable clarification, meaning we are bring clarity, and everywhere you get it. Now, when we look at subject implies allegiance to a personal sovereign, such as a monarch or the queen we want to bow down to. And I man carry the queen there over the water and expose her nakedness. Now I switch and I bow down to a king, but I don't want to acknowledge this Nestorian king. Because I'm a servant of my people. I don't want a foreign king who sit down on some nonsense stool in some foreign land. I live some pedophile life. Because for them nature that around them. All right now in public and our me just as said. So here subject citizen. Subject citizen I like what the people of Jamaica is. Because them is subject, them owe them allegiance to some personal sovereign as such as the monarch. That's why them say in a parliament, you hear the parliament joke of them talk about them queen and them king and them bow and them all kind of nonsense. All kind of demonic rituals, and them I call it ceremony. It's really rituals, my people. Paradigm shift. I make them tricky out there. Them I give all kind of demonic, ritualistic fantasies. And telling us, say, boy, hey, this is our coronation. What? And then say, all our citizens better come and bow down. Take away with energy. Not me. Me I say fire burn. Some go on. Yeah, man. So don't be just a citizen. Don't be a subject. Now them say national designate one who may claim the protection of a state and applies. And listen, this sound like we. You hear me? National. See? So when I don't want to call with sovereign American, just call with sovereign national. I don't want to use the word sovereign. All right, that's called we national American. If you know how you sovereign. Them say national designate one who may claim the protection of a state and applies especially to one living or traveling outside that state. Now, them would have once said apply to a United States citizen when him are traveling in Pakistan. So while he's in Pakistan or Israel or Morocco or some other country, now he's an American national, not a US citizen. Nonsense. We not accept, well, only can do phone thing. But here what we are saying now. We are said because we not live in a phone colonial foreign Babylonian country. That means we cannot exist within our state. We can exist within our county. And we cannot be stateless because we are the sovereign upon the land and that make we national. I hope my basic people I get them kind of clarification. Yeah, because you know me go continue. Bring it in a all different way and form until they are them realize that we're not supposed to be sovereign people, not enslaved citizens. So at the classification that citizen, subject, national, all of them mean a person owing allegiance to and entitled to the protection of a sovereign state. And it has to, not just a state, it has to be a sovereign state. So if you are your sovereign in a your state, what am I deal with? You have to express it, literally. Yeah, man, that's why we say we are united sovereign state of being. That's who we are. Yeah, man. Anyway, people, this should be right now my 1 hour mark. So I wrap it up here now. And know say them thing are the basics. You understand? Them thing are the basics where the ones them fi have before ones that talk about them want go do nothing. Cause I yes so me start. That's why me I show the item. Before me go out there go a talk about nothing, me have to look upon where the words them mean legally. Me have to look upon what the words them mean etymologically. And me still have to make sure me know what the words them mean ordinary. You understand? So when you deal with the legal entities or the public entities, then them are going to deal with legal definition, legal terminology, legal explanation, legal summary. Everything for them legal, them can only interpret it or define in a legal phrase, legal terms, legal meaning. So when you go in there talk ordinary, them not hear you, can't hear you. And if you write ordinary, them are going to interpret it legally. So when you write, I am a person, big, bold, and brave, them are going to say, oh, person meaning a corporate entity or some corporation or some business trust. This is what the person represent to them in their legal capacity. Now listen to me carefully. When you interact and engaging with police, they're in a legal capacity. Now wanna get it? So then now I can call you man or woman. Then I'm gonna call you male and female. They're not even supposed to call you boy. But because boy is a derogatory term for back in the slavery days, that's what them use for when them no one call you nigger. Them say nigger or hey boy. Same thing with the police. That's why I hear them call them police officer because they matriculate from the slave master's overseer. Now they have become police officer. And why them add police is because them are deal with policy, not law, policy. So they're in fact policy overseer, policy officer, policy enforcer, separate and distinct from law enforcement. Law enforcement, these people are maintained under the constitutional laws. You understand? When them are act as a fiduciary trustee, call them oath of allegiance, said clearly. Uphold the laws and serve the people. That's it. But them switch it up. Big devil switch. Where them say uphold the laws. No, them say enforce policy and serve and protect our political property. So them switch it up. This is why I cannot be political. Shown the documents where I'm the only man on earth probably ever have done anything like that. Here on the island, and I think nobody do it. And now so we now have some unique people here in the come and tell us we have some people here where them they live are foreign. Probably they are foreign from them are like 3 years old and them age there. You understand? And them grow and rear and once them getting a problem, them send them back home round here. So them are come home now as some 50-year-old and 60-year-old or even younger. But them have the Moorish knowledge, especially some of them were going to prison and learn the Islam thing. All like a religion and a nationality. It's a religion. Nah said bad. You understand? What them do is this. You not have to be from for them family, from for them house, or not even from for them ethnicity. You just have to attach to yours to them religiously and them accept you. What you might not know is that them are gonna always see you as something we're grafted in. Just like when you have the Israel and then you have some other people, so them are Israel where one's grafted. But them are gonna always have you out there as an exception, even though them accept the them thing. And them think that this situation is proven just even when you're going at a regular church. Watch me now. And it's natural, because if me form a church right now and me have all 4 brethren and we go form the church and them know me love talk, me chat too much, me love chat. Them say, you are the preacher because you love chat. And the man then love money and he can count and him honest, and him are the secretary or the treasury. And that's how we create the thing. Now, when we add people and things, how we are going to be the, call it, upland. You know what I mean? The top people. We sit down up on the, what them call it, top floor. We get the best chair. And our ones them get the best chair. And then we organize ourselves. And then the regular come on the down in the congregation. And nothing strange. It's just like if me there, so. Every day when you hear me talk about Joel Jaguar, that means if you don't see me sit down at our tables and know say our thing. You not gonna see Joel Jaguar right that's at my right hand. You not gonna see some other ones when I talk about right that's at my left hand. You not gonna see all kind of people round the table, because it's a round table. I not have no table where I say, boy, I'm near the head here, I'm near the head there. No. You have a round table where everybody equal. Everybody equal, and according to your ability, that's how you elevate yourself. If me not choose to apply myself and improve on whatever ability the most I give I, then never stay right which part me there. And I can't blame the next man who choose to apply for himself to elevate. I can't bad mind him, I can't envy him, and I can't jealous him. Why? Because I have the very same opportunity to choose to go apply myself, to choose to go read a book, or at least write out the definition of some words from a dictionary. And every time you hear a new word where you never hear before, you write it down and you write the definition. You're going to write it legally, you're going to write it etymologically, and you're going to write it ordinary. So you have 3 set of definition, and this is how you're going to take time build. This is what I have done. I taught them things years ago. And as time go by, you're going to improve. The moment you learn new words, you're going to start incorporating in your narrative, in your conversation, you're going to sound different. People are going to ask you, you got foreign? People are going to ask you, wait, you got school? People are going to ask you, so I want to make you a twang, sir. No, because your brain are rewired. You know what I mean? It will create brand new neurons in there. It's on fire, literally. And this is your own personal experience. And watch me now. You are going to see all the evidence. You're going to see it. Because it is all about you, not me. All I can do is be that light for show the item, for guide the item. But the item have to move. The item have to act. The item have to choose. The item have to stand. I can't stand up for the item. Because them will push me down and the item will gone. But when the item will stand up, all when them don't even want to push me down. Them don't want to push down nobody anymore. Because them cannot. Why? Because everybody has stand. And everybody have this truth, but them know that this is the truth. And not my truth or just your truth. We access to the evidence here. You understand? No presumptions. No word wizardry. Just truth. Why is it a problem? Why our people run away from it? Probably because me is a man so harsh with it. Then how much centuries now I get it? Soft. No man. Many shall be called, but just know says only a few shall be chosen. Always know that. Don't think of everybody. No, not at all. But I always say if we apply ourselves, we give ourselves a better options and put ourselves in a better situations because our better positions only because we apply ourselves, meaning at least we are prepared. You know what I mean? When I just sit and wait for somebody to tell me what it is, and the difference that. And we have too much joker out there. We make some other joker when not credible or teach them nonsense. I tell you know, when you hear me on this thing, just listen carefully and tell me when I come off, when I learn something. Irrespective of when me gone and I'm a comedian role, well, you know, because I'm telling you, me a number one comedian. Nah, go get no recognition, you know, but yes, just listen to how I talk, how I make you laugh. Yeah, man. Somehow I make you cry. Yeah, man. All I know, me make you have to think. Yeah, yeah, man. Me literally make you have to think. I make someone have to go do research. I make someone have to say, what he must say cannot go so. And when you find out, you just stay silent. Silent. It's like they want to say it now, sir. So now this is what truth do. It unfolds itself naturally. You get me? And it now have nothing to do with I, the man. Don't forget that. It has absolutely nothing to do with me as that individual, as that man. You understand? As this West Indian. Nothing to do with me. Everything to do with the information. It I true. I'm just the instrument where it can move through. What is this truth we are talking about? The public slavery we are going, where brawlingly Satan around the world and have everybody are worshipping, but in disguise himself as that being of light, as the Almighty, what is really Satan himself, the adversary. How me can prove it? Because me is an innocent man, and the Babylonian people accused me wrongfully and could not gain a conviction over me. So my proofs the system out there, a Babylonian system, demonic system, satanic system, judgment. Yeah, why? And them always accuse me. I ask the ancient them, look even in the Bible. If I go tell a brawling, so the devil is the accuser. Never God. Always the devil. So which police officer, Andel Morgan from 100 man station, constable, you must be the devil. You understand? And you say, well, me have to judgment here, because that's what you represent when you interfere with my liberty. I'm true, me know me have the authority and the power to totally decimate anything and everything where you deal with. Because you put your signature down and you know you're under oath. Because you couldn't get a police work without you subscribe your own oath. So you are under oath. Death sentence warrior, death penalty warrior. Because you operate contrary to the oath where you subscribe. It's called treason warrior. It applies to all public entities. All. Once you go contrary to the supreme law. That's why we know say anything we wanna do, it have to align with the constitutional law. That's why I now go run come mess with me because I know I'm correct. And when I celebrate when I carry my thing down in the Supreme Court and set precedent. My thing can't be just the same lawsuit when I ask Byron Sykes or his colleague anything at all. Me I tell them say them pussy a violate. Oh no is complicit because oh no I run the court administrative division. Oh no in the Supreme Court area. That's why I'm a big and so bad around there. I want to know the truth. I want to ignore it for profit and gain. Judicator. Judicator. You are an embarrassment to the justice profession. You want to sell out to a legal obligation and move away from the lawful one. Literally, that's what them do. That's why I'm telling you, when you go in a court, them wear multiple hats. These resident magistrates, these so-called judges, they wear multiple hats. Why? Because them have a bar association members oath, but them have to subscribe constitutional oath. You understand? So if you not go in there and invoke them public oath, you can't just go invoke. I invoke your oath of, yeah, I'm gonna laugh. Because I'm gonna say, yeah man, my bar oath, me there upon man, I go and lick off your head. But so the moment you invoke them public oath, where them born under the constitution, them are gonna act accordingly, literally. Really. And then kind of clarity. And by now, if you people out there don't realize that the court system are the gatekeepers and the police are the slave catchers, then we still have a lot to learn. And when I say the police, them are the slave catcher, that I mean, so you're going to disrespect the police, you know, because him don't know that's his job. Him don't know what I go on. Him just a get away with murder. And him love it. Because him have a big gun. He might get paid to carry a big gun. And remember me tell you, there is no police that can keep one woman. That can't happen. Police work too stressful. You understand? Because if some average man have 2 and 3 women, police are gonna have at least 5, 6, 7 women. That's why the main woman a yard, if she not police though, she not gonna know how the money a go. And that's why police always have to hustle. Now let out them secret, you know. Me now let out them secret none at all, because me no police. So me can't keep no police secret, me no know it. But that's a chance. Yeah, man. Man, people think about, hey, them man that don't like police, them man that. No, man, not like that. I say police just like how I say any other else man. Me not say nothing special about the police. When I say police, it's like me say a security guard. It's like me say a man of God church. That's what me I tell you. I deal with the man, deal with the spirit where I'm moving in man. You understand? Yeah, I'm gonna deal with that before anything else. So we have to show respect on the level. After that, you want to go on board, then we can address it on the level at two. Not a problem. But at the first instance, we have to show love. At the first instance, we have to show respect. Usually, a police have a bad day, and they might take it out on you, but show you humble and show respect. Him just go look for your friend where I give him back talk. He just walk well at you and go box down all your friend where I give him beer big talk. I said, go out there. That's why them say calm answer turn it away right. So we have to make some effort to improve. But I tell the I them, so the people them will have truth, the people them were authentic, with them authentic truth, share that. We want to hear that. Speak it loud and speak it proud. We don't want to hear this enslaved bullshit what people are bring out to the colony where them just are trying to make money. You keep it like a broken record. I'm an Indian, I'm an Indian, I'm an Indian, and that's all it is. And you're an Indian that is enslaved, unknown to you. That's the worst thing. That's why I'm honestly me give so much. Well, it might seem like me give a lot of trouble, you know what I mean? But true, me see it different. You gave me some homework. Kapas in Miami. What's your location? Which part of there? Are they on the island or are they in the mainland? But I'm see you reach out and one link, you know. Type in with your location so I get an idea where you deal with. Just a location with that. Alright, then I say copper type the location. But yes, we have to choose to improve and the only way we can do it, it start within. It really start within. But we can't tell the items say not easy. It's like if me remember back in the days when me I try yo, when time you talk and people just think say that's love chat for chat. But me I tell you say everybody go through them adversity of fire people. All I will go through. It's just the situations might be a bit different. Some might be more extreme than others, but everybody have a moment where them go through a period in their life where them have to do some what them call soul searching. Where them really have to go inside. Yeah man, and it tear you up sometimes because you look on a lot of the steps then where you make, you look on a lot of the errors where you make. Yeah man. And it, yeah, a lot of people when them go look, them nobody go back there so. And then will never go back there. Because them not like what them say. Yeah man, you have to go inside of you and find out what really make you. 'Cause a man like me, to how me would I say come up and carry myself. Me I tell you, say, me I know one of them man that were attach it. Me I know one of them man that were me have to have woman in my house, in my bed, because I can't function. And me I know one of those kind of man. Truly. Yeah, man. But that are just me a one man. You have a next set of man where them can't function without, you know what I mean? Them partner or not even, them just have to have a, you have some man where not even, a good woman or me not have no good, but me just have some girl where just always have to around me. You have people like that. You have people like that. Me not one of them kind of man there. And me not have a problem where we have the company or the companionship. Yeah, and I like say, boy, hey, I want to live on an island by myself. No, not at all. But if that's the case, I would have no problem. That's why I'm telling you, you know. You see the man them will go see, them will say them go insane fast, but especially when you go see and you know in a bag of yapping, 'cause I guess some man go see and a dance and party out there. But me know if you even just get a little hook and a little piece of fishing line and go sit down say you have fish. It's a quiet moment, people. Yeah, man, it's a quiet experience. I don't think you go fish a play and a drink and a, no, it's a, you see them like a kind of moment there. Most people don't realize that you find yourself in a meditative state, just as sit still. Yeah, man. At the same thing when all a man say him done deal with him farm, and you see him go under a tree, whether it's a hockey tree, a mango tree, or what some tree. And you see him sit down and light up in cliff. And you see him just a easy. And him just a feel like steady hour now move. Man, I will have meds. The discipline that. Yeah, man. So sometimes you have to take that part of the day that forgive yourself, that moment, that your quiet time. Yeah, that's a moment. This is why I said them I want you stay silent if you don't have nothing. When I upstore the system. If you are share information where tell us follow the system blindly, that won't be promoted and you're gonna have a lot of people find interest in that. Where so the moment you tell the ones them say, listen, ask question, don't let them shove that down your throat. Don't let them tell you that and you believe it. Then even the very people are gonna have issue, them are gonna say, no man are the authority. And you feel fuck. This is listen, you have to choose your role, choose your part, it's yours, it's not mine. It's a free will thing. All we can do is share information accordingly. When I hear how every time me I say these things, eh? Because me I try to tell you say it's a voluntary exercise where I have free will or you are choose to be free. Yeah, and a cult, like where everything out there. Going to a church is like a cult and you don't even know it. Because me I tell you say Satan at the head of all I'm on share information, I'm not talking to them, but I share information. When we know certain people now go look, because them now go want to accept that truth. And me are telling us that the evidence is in front of them. You understand? If it wasn't something very evil and you know said non-human, orchestrate the system were out there, then would I have golden age people? Would I have golden age? But because it's a demonic entity that govern the world that is out there. That's why the world's so chaotic. And that's why for you to find true peace, you have to find it within. It's totally impossible if you find that outside. Really. Yeah, man. And next thing, Because all of we have a free will and every man have a right to their own destiny, then I man now go try tell a man say this is what you fit do and you better do it this way or that way, or hey, smoke or don't smoke, or hey, drink or don't drink. Hey, be a whore or don't be a whore. Me not there to tell no man that. Do you think? Yeah man. Got the consequence from such a years on a mind. You know go rob a bank and police come lock me up. That now go happen. You understand? You know go a back road and have a good time. And me, I go have the STD. No. And you are going to have that. And the very same thing with me. Each man have the right to decide his own destiny. Don't impose your plans, your dreams, your aspiration, or your destiny upon I or on the next guy. You understand? And this is what Babylon do. Babylon tell us you're a slave, and they impose that upon you. And then put police in place to make sure that. But we say we have fireborn that. We say we're free. We say we're in our sovereign state capacity and collectively sovereign united state of being. That's we. Individually, sovereign united state of being. That's we. Give thanks, people. Yeah. Again, we pass through. Again, we share information on this level. Yeah. And again, and if we try prove anything at all more than to bring our people up from the state of condition where them there. Yeah, man. It's one thing when they take up a book and read the book. You understand? And when they don't read the book, a man will say, boy, break it down to me. And all you're going to do is regurgitate what you read. It's different. When you read it and I break it down, you break it down in such a way where me don't even have to go read the book. You get me? Because I get the clarity, I get the gist of why them write the book, I get the message what them did have in the book, so I remove all the sideshow. This is how me present the information. That's why we call it our intellectual property, because this is our breakdown, and everybody approach it that way. Not everybody. Why? Because it's too painstaking, it takes too long. Whoever sit down for start over. Nobody don't want to start over. A man just want to learn just enough to go do a thing and feel like him on. Get to the road. That's where you find the truth. And we will just build from there. Anyway, the brave may fall but never yield. And we say bold and brave, firm and strong. Salute our walk in their nation. May the Most High guide and protect the item in all the item ways. Yeah, man. Bless the item perpetually. Yeah, man. Fulfilling the item needs, wants, and all the item desires. Yeah, man. Completely. And that's our true energy, man. We always wish the best for everyone, irrespective of who it is. All when we have a burn a fire fire. Yeah, and even when you have burn a fire for me, yeah, man, it's truly I wish the best for the ones that out there. Only true me know say when they are them good, we are gonna just great yeah. Yeah, man, because if they are them good, then they're not gonna even look brown here, so forgive we no problem. We'll probably share some more strength with us. So yeah, we only can, bliss the item out there perpetually, meaning everything that is good, everything that is great to the item, all of the item. Salute people.